Welcome back to the program. Well, it's another day in America, and yes, it is Christmas all over each and every day. These are some of the most incredible times that we are living in, and we can just thank God above for this opportunity to save this great nation that we all love and cherish so much. Really, what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to go over good news. You know, for 4 years, it was like every day I'd do a show, and I'd go, oh, geez, what am I going to cover now that's going to depress everybody and piss everybody off and make everybody angry? And then I'm going to get the emails from people saying, Josh, I love your show, but I'm just so tired of the bad news. It's affecting my health. I don't know how you do this each and every day. Well, here we are. We're on the other side of that. And first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in each and every day, watching the show, dealing with the ups, dealing with the downs. It's a roller coaster of emotion. But thankfully, we are back, baby. We are back in a big way. So for me tonight, basically, I'm just going to kind of cover headlines, really, and just kind of go through some of the updated things that are happening, because let's face it, there are so many things happening and at lightning speed. So there's a new congressman, relatively new, young guy, that I think people should get to know. He is Congressman Brandon Gill. He is definitely MAGA, America First. He's a rising superstar. And this was him today, I believe, in one of the first Doge congressional meetings. This is what this patriot had to say. You ready?
I also find it rich that all of a sudden the other side has some problem with successful businessmen being involved in politics whenever you guys are the party of George Soros, of Bill and Melinda Gates, of Sheryl Sandberg, of Mackenzie Bezos, of Taylor Swift, of so many other billionaires across the country, as well as every woke, weird pervert in Hollywood. I find this incredibly disingenuous. I think the reality is that the Republican Party under President Trump has a very clear mandate from voters, and you guys don't like it because voters rejected everything you stand for and every policy that you've shoved down the American people's throats over the past 4 years, whether it's open borders, a failing economy, raging inflation, this weird woke stuff that you guys have been shoving down our children's throats. And the voters rejected you and they welcomed our party.
There it is. He pretty much said it all in one shot. So let's go through just some of the headlines. I mean, my goodness, there's so many good headlines. It's crazy. So first and foremost, let's talk about this one. Joe Biden, you are fired. That's right. Not only were you fired by the American people, you were never elected to begin with, let's face it, but President Trump has decided to say bye-bye to you. Hopefully you'll get prosecuted and indicted. I don't care if you're 308 years old. You know what you did, and you've committed crimes for your entire life and career, and you ought to be held accountable for it. Joe, you're fired. Trump revokes Biden's national security clearance and stops his intelligence briefings. Now, I got to ask myself, why on earth, if he was not president, why would he still be getting intelligence briefings? That doesn't even sound right. So I'm not sure why President Trump would even have to stop these to begin with. But here we are. President Trump announced on Friday evening that he has revoked Joe Biden's national security clearance and is stopping his courtesy presidential daily intelligence briefings. Trump cited Biden's precedent of doing the same thing to him in 2021, as well as the report by the special counsel Robert Hur on Biden's, quote, poor memory in his investigation about Biden stealing and mishandling classified documents as his reasons for the actions. So that's what President Trump put out on Truth. There is no need for Dementia Joe, I'm adding that, he didn't say that, I wish he did, to continue receiving access to classified information. Therefore, we are immediately revoking Joe Biden's security clearances and stopping his daily intelligence briefings. He set this precedent in 2021 when he instructed the intelligence community to stop me, the 45th President of the United States, from accessing details on national security, a courtesy provided to former presidents. Her report revealed that Biden suffers from a, quote, poor memory and, even in his prime, could not be trusted with sensitive information. I will always protect our national security. Joe, you're fired. Make America great again. Love it, love it, love it. So that was one thing. Here's some more. President Trump to fire the Kennedy Center chairman and multiple trustees and appoint himself chairman, announcing the golden age of arts and culture. This is cool. Let's see this one here real quick. I have decided to immediately terminate multiple individuals from the board of trustees, including the chairman, who do not share our vision for a golden age in the arts and entertainment culture, the president announced on Truth Social. We will soon announce a new board with an amazing chairman, Donald J. Trump. He cited recent drag shows at the Kennedy Center, specifically targeting our youth, declaring that this must stop. President Trump has also promised to foster in a golden age for Hollywood. And so, of course, we know Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone are in charge of being Hollywood ambassadors to change Hollywood somehow. We'll see how that works out. So, thought that one was a pretty good one. Here's some more. Elon Musk's Doge team enters the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau after Biden holdover was finally fired, and the staffers are, quote, mad as hell. Good. Let them be. Let's see. As the world awaits the United States-Russia peace talks, the Kremlin asks for patience and to give the Trump administration time. Talks between the departments are reportedly intensifying. So that's good. That means that war is going to be ending pretty soon. Acting FBI Director Brian Driscoll gives the Department of Justice the names of the employees involved in the January 6th cases, but he sent them and the list through a classified system, which means he doesn't want to probably get in trouble. So that's good to know, because now we know, and the Department of Justice knows, exactly who every single person was that was involved in prosecuting President Trump. And yes, hopefully, they will all be prosecuted. Now, I've already heard that Emil Bove, who is, I guess, third in charge at the Department of Justice, said that those that did things nefarious, that those that did things that they knew were wrong, they will be punished. The people that, quote unquote, were just following orders may not be disciplined. So we'll see what happens. Billionaire philanthropic Nicole Shanahan, philanthropist is what it says. Sorry, my bad. Rips lazy slob, she called him, John Fetterman, after he says that he will vote against confirmation of RFK Jr. Now, Nicole Shanahan was, again, the VP choice for RFK Jr.'s presidential campaign. She, to this day, I think, has the greatest campaign ad I think I've ever seen. Do you remember the one that said, "Who are the MAGA people?" And it kind of had like that British, like David Attenborough type of voice. And it's like, over in America, there is a group of people known as the MAGA people. She did this amazing ad that just basically completely crushes the left-leaning prostitute narrative that somehow the MAGAs are the extremists. And it just shows all people of different colors and creeds and their wives and children and all that. So it's a really cool ad. I've showed it to you before. But she's also a billionaire, okay? She is a billionaire, and she is going to attack Democrats and Republicans who go against President Trump. So John Fetterman, you better look out, because it looks like she's going to finance whoever's going to run possibly against you. Let's see. What other good news was there? Let's see here. Justice Sotomayor is lashing out at the Supreme Court because of President Trump's immunity decision in her first public remarks since Trump was sworn into office last month. Let's hear what this screaming demon has to say here, and then I will do some commenting on it. Or is it all, it's not video? Let's see, wait a minute. Nope. It's just what she said here in writing. The dissent's position in the end boiled down to ignoring the Constitution's separation of powers and the court's precedent, and instead fear-mongering on the basis of extreme hypotheticals about a future where the president feels empowered to violate federal criminal law. This is what she is saying. The dissent overlooked the most likely prospect of an executive branch that cannibalizes itself with each successive president's free to prosecute his predecessors, yet unable to boldly and fearlessly carry out his duties for fear that he may be next. For instance, Section 371, which has been charged in this case, is a broadly worded criminal statute that can cover any conspiracy for the purpose of impairing, obstruction, or defeating the lawful function of any department of government. So here's the deal on this. The immunity clause protects not just President Trump. It protects every single president. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, because immunity is what allows a president to function in their capacity as the executive of the country. And so basically, if you look at it from that standpoint, if they would have done the wrong thing, if the Supreme Court would have said, sorry, President Trump, you do not have immunity, here's exactly what would happen. Barack Obama, the drone striking, killing president, would be brought in for charges because of how many people he has killed through drone strikes. Not to mention George W. Bush for invading Iraq and for having Iraqis die. So you understand, Bill Clinton, Kosovo, and so many others. I mean, if Reagan was alive, they'd try to go after him. So what I'm saying is that the immunity protects the Democrats and Republicans. But you see, they're so short-sighted and they're so hateful with their rhetoric against President Trump that they couldn't even see the follies, if you will, of their own ways. Because if it would have went the other way, President Trump would not be where we're at right now, and this country would be in shambles right now and in tatters, because we wouldn't know what we would be able to do. And it would affect us in national security, because then you'd have future presidents thinking to themselves, well, we were just attacked on our mainland and they wiped out, 500 people or whatever it was, and we know who it is. But if I go and I retaliate to Iran or Syria or whoever it might be, are they going to then prosecute me? That's the key. That is why immunity is so vitally important. So they don't get it, including our own Supreme Court, because like I said, this was not like a 9-0 decision when, of course, it should have been. So let's see, what else? There's a couple more things here. And then we've got, let's see, here it is. United States Naval Academy announces that they are closing down their DEI offices. Elon Musk announces that Customs and Border Protection has now taken over U.S. aid and the entire office building. As a matter of fact, they had a robot go up on the top of the building of U.S. aid and get rid of it. It doesn't exist anymore. They literally took down and stripped the entire agency's name off of the building. And yes, I think next, they're going to close it down completely. These are historic things that no president has even dared to do. So God bless this man. Keep him safe for doing this. Let's see. Trump wants to bring back the Gen Z Doge worker forced to resign over social media posts. Update, he is back. Okay? He is back. Whoever his name was, Big Balls or whatever. I don't know. But he's back doing his work. Trump is now directing Elon Musk's Doge team to conduct a full and comprehensive audit of the Pentagon, and of course, with Hegseth's blessing on that as well. So they're going to go through the entire government, the Pentagon, DHS, consumer protection, the IRS, everything, it is over. The two-tier justice system shall end. Now we need to prosecute all of these people. Let's see. The Department of Justice agrees to keep the identities of the FBI officials on the January 6 cases hidden, ... for now. They will be opened up at a prior time, we are hearing. Kamala Harris and Dougie decide to go to an LA Lakers game, right? They go in. Was there a crowd of people looking for them? Were there cheers? Were there people saying, I want your autograph and your picture? Nobody even acknowledged them, okay? Literally, nobody. And that goes to show you AstroTurf. She was never popular. They put her up on a pedestal to make her sound like she was this wonderful, grand, person. She was nothing but a commie and a whore and a dunce and a moron. And nobody liked her. Not anyone liked her. And clearly you can see that because she's in LA. This is not Idaho or Wyoming where she wouldn't be noticed or people would boo or throw things at her or whatever. No, this is in her turf. Los Angeles, California. I know it's San Francisco is where she's from, but basically the same thing, right? Not a peep from the crowd. Nothing. Let's see. Apparently, the far-left Time magazine is trying to attack President Trump by having a picture of Elon Musk sitting at the Oval Office desk as if to say that President Trump is not president. Well, when asked about it, President Trump said, Time magazine, are they still in business? And the whole crowd just started laughing at that. Department of Justice launches an inquiry into individuals and networks stealing government property after a referral by Elon Musk's Doge team. So let's think about that one for a second. Elon Musk is basically the most powerful person in Washington other than the president right now. And he's not an official, elected official, or even a cabinet member or anything like that. But he is literally having his team go into all of these agencies and, again, locking these people out, which means what? Holding on to the evidence, as I've talked about last night, night before that. So the best part is that once they find all these crimes, you're going to have these huge stacks of like gigantic books that are going to show everything. All of it is going to be documented. Every single department and agency is going to have 1,000 to 2,000 pages of crimes and everything else. And guess what? They're all going to be walked over to the Department of Justice, handed to Pam Bondi, and Pam Bondi and her team are going to go, thank you, Elon, for giving us who to prosecute in all these agencies. You watch, folks. It's going to happen. Let's see. Trump urges GOP leaders to slash tax breaks for billionaire sports owners, hedge funds to fund middle-class tax reductions, including, again, he keeps his promises, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, and the SALT cap adjustments. Project Veritas, the raid against James O'Keefe, that's now over. So the SDNY has released fully redacted information on the affidavit. They are not going after him anymore. It's just, it's just one thing right after another. It's just amazing. And we should just be so happy and so thankful that all of this great stuff is happening. And it keeps continuing. There's more and more and more coming. There's going to be more and more of these agencies that are going to be gone through and, completely forensically audited. They're going to go at some point, I don't know when, but at some point, they're going to go after the Federal Reserve. You watch, okay? So these are incredible times. These are amazing times. And let's just give great thanks to God, all glory to God. Keep fighting. There's going to be some battles that are going to be ahead. You're going to have these left-wing idiot judges that try to step in and stop things. Again, our momentum is too momentous. We are just doing things at a rate that is so fast, lightning speed. This is the shock and awe campaign that I've been talking about. And I'm just so thankful and so happy that this is happening. And I know you all are as well. So that's all I got for this evening. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.